we dive deep into the heartbreaking and inspiring journey of George and Amal Clooney. Recently, George shared a candid moment on Mark Maron's podcast, revealing the emotional story of when he and Amal decided it was the right time to start a family. Behind their glamorous public image, they faced a painful battle with infertility, leading to a miscarriage that shattered their world. Today, we uncover the untold truth of how this iconic couple navigated their darkest hours, finding hope, resilience, and ultimately, the joy of parenthood. Stay tuned for a story of love, loss, and perseverance. A journey of love, loss, and triumph. The Clawlywony story. Amal, an icon in her own right, was no stranger to the spotlight. She had spent years confronting dictators, defending human rights, and being the voice of the voiceless in the most perilous parts of the world. Her public persona was that of an unwavering, resolute force, someone whose work transcended ordinary human limitations. However, beneath this exterior of global advocacy and profound influence, Amal faced a deeply personal struggle that would test her resilience like nothing else: her journey to become a mother. This was not a simple challenge. It was an emotional and physical battle that took a toll on her in ways few could understand. It wasn't just a setback in a path of undeniable success. It was a heartbreaking private war fought in silence. At nearly 40, she and her husband, George, began their quest to have a child, only to find themselves confronted by the unforgiving realities of fertility challenges. No amount of fame, wealth, or goodwill could shield them from the pain of repeated failed attempts. The joy of motherhood seemed so distant, slipping further away with each passing day, as if the universe itself had turned its back on their dream. Fertility treatments became their new normal. Round after round of invasive procedures, each more grueling than the last, slowly wore down Amal's physical and emotional strength. The toll these treatments took was immense, not just in terms of her body but also her spirit. Each failed attempt felt like an act of cosmic injustice, a painful reminder that even the most powerful women weren't immune to the harsh realities of nature. The relentless questions from the media only amplified her internal struggle. Paparazzi hunted for glimpses of her baby bump, scrutinizing every inch of her appearance, reading into her every move and outfit. The press was unforgiving, speculating on her weight, questioning her fitness, and asking the most invasive of questions. Why hadn't she had a child yet? For a woman who had stared down the world's most powerful adversaries, this pressure was an entirely different beast. The judgment felt suffocating. And yet, in the face of this unrelenting scrutiny, she stood tall, her public persona remaining as composed as ever. On the outside, she was the woman everyone admired, a human rights champion and a symbol of strength. But behind closed doors, the cracks were beginning to show. The heartbreaking setback, a miscarriage that shattered her. In the midst of all this, a devastating blow struck. After an emotionally and physically draining round of IVF, Amal suffered a miscarriage, a loss that would shake her to her core. For someone whose career had been built on her unwavering determination and indomitable will, this tragedy felt like the ultimate betrayal. She had faced down countless challenges, but this was different. This was a battle she couldn't win with sheer force of will. The miscarriage was an emotional earthquake, leaving both her and George reeling. The grief was overwhelming, a crushing weight that neither of them could have prepared for. For Amal, this loss was more than just a setback. It was a reminder that some battles couldn't be won. She had spent her life believing in the power of perseverance, in the idea that with enough willpower, anything could be achieved. But this loss humbled her. It was a cruel twist of fate that no amount of legal expertise, advocacy, or strength of character could undo. She had to face the painful truth that, in matters of life and death, there were forces at play far beyond human control. George, her ever-supportive husband, stood by her through this dark time. Known for his laid-back, humorous demeanor, George had always been the lighter half of their partnership. But in the wake of their miscarriage, a more serious side of him emerged. He became her rock, steadfast and unshakable, even though it was clear that he too was struggling. It was an agony neither of them could have anticipated, and yet they had to face it together. In this difficult moment, The pressure of public scrutiny only heightened the sense of isolation they felt. They were grieving in the most public way possible, their every move watched, their every emotion dissected. Their once vibrant world seemed to dim. The laughter that had characterized their relationship now replaced by a quiet sorrow. For months, they retreated from the public eye, retreating into their private lives, seeking solace and strength in each other. George, who had once been a Hollywood fixture, stepped back from the spotlight, recognizing that his role as a husband and partner was now paramount. This wasn't just a time for him to support his wife. It was a time for him to evolve, to become someone who could offer a different kind of strength, one not rooted in public admiration, but in deep, personal connection. A miracle amidst the darkness. The joyous arrival of twins. After months of heartache and emotional recovery, a light finally pierced through the darkness. In 2017, news broke that Amal was pregnant, not with one child, but with twins. The announcement was a shock to the media, but this time, the headlines were filled with joy and celebration, not speculation or invasive questions. For the first time in years, the world celebrated alongside the couple. Their long journey to parenthood, filled with pain, loss, and struggle, had finally reached its joyful culmination. The news of the twins' arrival was not just a triumph for Amal and George, it was a testament to their resilience. Ella and Alexander were born, bringing with them the kind of joy that made all the years of struggle worth it. It was a happiness that felt like it had been earned through every trial and tribulation. The long road they had traveled, marked by loss and grief, now gave way to a brighter future filled with new hope and new life. But even as they embraced this new chapter, the scars of their journey remained. The couple had been through so much together, and though they had found their joy, they could never forget the painful road that had led them here. Instead of burying the past, they chose to honor it, using it as a reminder of just how precious their family was. Finding balance, juggling parenthood and careers. In the years that followed, Amal found a new sense of balance. Returning to her work as a human rights lawyer, she brought a renewed sense of purpose to her advocacy. Her journey to motherhood had transformed her, adding new layers of empathy and understanding to her approach. The emotional and physical trials of becoming a mother gave her a deeper perspective on the human condition, allowing her to relate to the struggles of others in a more profound way. She tackled her cases with an intensity and compassion that only a mother could possess, using her platform not only to champion justice, but to inspire others who were facing their own trials. George, too, found that fatherhood had changed him. The carefree bachelor who had once been known for his devil-may-care attitude was now a devoted father, fiercely protective of his family. The arrival of their twins had transformed his priorities, forcing him to reevaluate his life and career. While his dedication to his family grew, so too did his passion for activism and filmmaking. The trials they had faced together had infused his work with a new energy and a deeper connection to the stories he chose to tell. He was no longer just a Hollywood star, he was a father, a husband, and a man who had discovered the true meaning of love and loss. A legacy of resilience and activism. The Clooney's resilience extends far beyond their personal struggles. They have used their experiences to amplify causes close to their hearts, particularly human rights and humanitarian aid. The lessons they learned through their trials about perseverance, empathy, and the power of love have shaped their commitment to making a positive impact on the world. Their story is not just one of personal triumph. It is a story about how adversity can be transformed into purpose. They have turned their pain into a platform for change, using their voices to advocate for justice and to inspire others to push through their own struggles. The reality. Behind the glamour. Struggles of fame and family. While their journey has been marked by triumphs and challenges, the Clooney family remains under the watchful eye of the public. Their glamorous wedding in Venice in 2014, complete with a stunning backdrop, a star-studded guest list, and a picture-perfect ceremony, was the stuff of fairy tales. But beneath the surface of this fairy tale romance lies a much messier reality. The pressures of balancing two demanding careers, raising twins, and maintaining their privacy in the relentless public eye are not easy. Fame, as George has repeatedly mentioned, is exhausting. The constant scrutiny, the expectation to always be on, takes its toll. The pressure to live up to the public's ideal of what their life should be is a burden few can truly understand. Whether they are out for a quiet walk in the park or dining together as a family, the paparazzi are never far behind, ready to snap a photo at the slightest opportunity. Even their downtime is a performance, a continuation of the persona they are expected to maintain for the world. But despite all this, the Clooney's marriage has endured. 10 years into their relationship, they have weathered numerous storms together, from infertility and miscarriage to the pressure of living under a microscope. Whether their marriage is truly on the rocks or simply facing a rough patch remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: their love story is far from ordinary. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a story of love, loss, and triumph against the odds. And as they navigate the next decade of their lives together, the world will undoubtedly continue to watch, waiting to see how the Clooney story unfolds. The unexpected shift to fame. Amal never sought fame. In fact, it was something she actively avoided. She preferred her work to speak for itself, rather than basking in the media's spotlight. But as her career progressed, her achievements in the courtroom and her stance on global issues began to attract more and more attention. Soon, the headlines that once only reflected her legal triumphs were increasingly focused on her personal life. Her marriage to her husband, an actor turned director with a global fan base of his own, only added to the media frenzy. While Amal's passion and dedication to her legal work made her a formidable figure, it was her marriage to someone so widely recognized that thrust her into the kind of scrutiny few could imagine. Before long, she was not just a human rights lawyer. She was a celebrity, often photographed alongside her husband at high-profile events and red carpet premieres. What had once been a quiet, purpose-driven life became a public spectacle. Fame, as she discovered, is not something that can be easily controlled. What was once a space of privacy for her and her family became an open book for the world to consume. Every outfit, every case she took on, and even her opinions were scrutinized, discussed, and dissected by the press. In a life already fraught with the complexities of navigating dangerous political landscapes, the arrival of fame created an entirely new set of pressures. While the world celebrated her legal victories and her humanitarian work, they were also fascinated by her marriage, her children, and her every move. Every misstep, whether real or imagined, was magnified under the spotlight. The relentless paparazzi, the tabloids that seemed to crop up at every turn, and the constant speculation about her personal life became a new battle she never anticipated. Raising twins in a world of fame. For Amal and her husband, the hardest challenge they face is balancing the overwhelming demands of their careers with their commitment to their children. Their twins, Alexander and Ella, were born into a world that was nothing like that of a typical child. Despite their parents' best efforts to shield them from the public eye, the reality is that no corner of their lives is truly private. The family's villa in Lake Como, a place that should have been their refuge from the world, has become a spectacle in its own right. What was once a tranquil setting for relaxation and family bonding is now a popular target for photographers and drone enthusiasts looking for the perfect shot. Instead of a quiet retreat, it has turned into a site of constant invasion. Mornings that should be filled with the warmth of family and peace are instead interrupted by the whirring of cameras and the sight of strangers watching from the trees. It's a surreal experience for the children who are growing up in a world where privacy is a luxury few can afford. Amal and her husband do everything in their power to maintain some semblance of normalcy for them. They try to provide a sense of balance, ensuring their children experience the joy and simplicity of childhood without being weighed down by the pressures of their parents' fame. But even simple outings to the park or family dinners out become fraught with tension as the world watches and speculates about every detail of their lives. Amal's legal work, which frequently takes her to conflict zones in the Middle East and Africa, adds another layer of complexity to their family dynamic. While she is in war-torn areas, defending refugees or confronting war criminals, her husband is back at home, managing their children's needs and maintaining their home life. The disconnect between the worlds they inhabit is jarring. He navigates the glitzy demands of Hollywood, while she faces the horrors of human rights abuses in places where life is marked by violence and injustice. Yet, through it all, they remain committed to each other and their children, finding ways to stay connected despite the overwhelming pressures of their respective careers, fame, perception, and the pressures of perfection. The public perception of Amal and her husband is often that of a perfect power couple, intelligent, talented, and dedicated to making the world a better place. While that image is partially true, it also creates unrealistic expectations. Society loves to build up its idols, only to tear them down when they inevitably fall short of the impossible standards set for them. Every decision they make, every action they take is scrutinized under the harsh light of public opinion. Their marriage, like that of any couple, is not without its challenges. They have had to endure public speculation about their relationship, with the tabloids eagerly reporting on any hint of trouble. Are they fighting? Is their marriage on the brink of collapse? It seems as though every move they make is analyzed for signs of discord. This constant pressure can be suffocating, especially when their lives are already filled with the kind of stress that comes with global activism and high-powered careers. The key to their survival in the public eye, they say, is humor and a deep sense of purpose. Despite the pressures, they have built a partnership grounded in respect and shared values. Their ability to laugh at the absurdity of it all has helped them maintain a sense of connection amid the chaos. They have learned to prioritize their relationship, setting aside time for each other despite their busy schedules. Every day, they work to keep their bond strong, knowing that without it, everything else would crumble. The balancing act: careers, family, and philanthropy. One of the hallmarks of Amal's and her husband's lives is their unwavering commitment to philanthropy. They both understand the profound responsibility that comes with their fame, and they have worked tirelessly to use their platform for good. The Clooney Foundation for Justice, which they co-founded, is a testament to their shared mission of fighting for global justice and human rights. Whether it's advocating for refugees, supporting education initiatives in underserved regions, or working to combat systemic corruption, their foundation has become an integral part of their lives. However, the demands of running a foundation while maintaining their careers as lawyer, director, actor, and philanthropist create a constant juggling act. The couple has to manage their time carefully, ensuring they don't neglect their personal lives in pursuit of their professional goals. For Amal, the emotional toll of balancing everything, her career, her family, and her work with the foundation, often leaves her feeling drained. And for her husband, maintaining his status as a director and actor while advocating for causes like Darfur is no small feat. Despite the challenges they face, they continue to push forward, not because their lives are easy, but because they are driven by a profound sense of purpose. Their commitment to each other, their children, and the causes they care about is what sustains them. Their lives may be anything but ordinary, but the love and dedication they share, and their desire to make a meaningful impact in the world, is what truly sets them apart. Through it all, Amal and her husband have demonstrated a remarkable ability to rise above the chaos of fame and the demands of their respective careers. Their story is one of resilience, determination, and unwavering commitment, not just to each other, but to the world around them. It's a story that reminds us all that even in the face of overwhelming pressure, we can choose to rise, adapt, and continue forward. Amal's intellectual solace. For Amal, the grounding force comes from her intellectual pursuits and her commitment to justice. As a human rights lawyer, her work takes her to places of immense suffering, yet she is driven by a deep sense of purpose. Even in the face of daunting odds, when the weight of the world's injustices bears down on her, she draws strength from her belief that change is possible. Her mind is constantly at work, whether she's analyzing case files, strategizing with her team, or preparing for her next courtroom battle. Her life is one of constant intellectual stimulation, and it is in these pursuits that she finds a sense of peace amidst the chaos of the world. The emotional toll of her work, however, cannot be ignored. The trauma she witnesses and the human suffering she fights against are ever present in her thoughts. But her unwavering dedication to the cause is what fuels her resilience. The legal battles she fights are not just professional obligations. They are deeply personal. Every victory is a step closer to the world she hopes to help create. A world where justice and equality are not just ideals but realities. Despite the emotional and intellectual demands of her profession, Amal recognizes the importance of balance. She and her husband, while living in worlds that often feel galaxies apart, have found common ground in their shared values and commitments. Her intellectual strength complements his grounded practicality, and together they form a partnership that transcends the pressures of their careers. Raising their children. Privilege and responsibility. As parents, Amal and her husband are determined to ensure that their children, Alexander and Ella, grow up with a strong sense of responsibility, humility, and compassion. The twins are growing up in a world of unimaginable luxury, with access to opportunities most can only dream of. But their parents are acutely aware of the need to instill in them an understanding of privilege and the importance of using their resources for good. The couple takes great care to shield their children from the excesses of fame, allowing them to experience life as children should. Yet, they are also firm believers in the importance of teaching their children about empathy and social responsibility. The twins are encouraged to engage in conversations about the world around them, to understand the issues their parents are tackling, and to never lose sight of what truly matters. In his lighter moments, the husband often jokes about teaching his children the art of pranking each other, a playful nod to his well-known sense of humor. But there is a deeper lesson in this, one that goes beyond fun and games. For him, humor is an essential tool for staying grounded in a world that often feels surreal. It is a reminder that even in the most stressful and high-pressure situations, it is important to laugh, to find joy in the small moments, and to stay connected to what truly matters. A partnership built on resilience. Despite the public expectations placed upon them as a power couple, their journey together is far from a fairy tale. They face challenges like any other couple, but it is their resilience, adaptability, and unwavering commitment to each other that sets them apart. Whether navigating the pressures of fame, advocating for justice, or simply enjoying a quiet evening at home, they approach their lives with grace, humor, and an understanding of the complexities they must face. Together, they have built a partnership that thrives on mutual respect, shared values, and an unspoken understanding that the world outside may never fully understand their journey. Their relationship is not defined by perfection, but by the shared determination to make a difference. They have learned that true partnership is about facing life's complexities together, with unwavering support, love, and a shared purpose to make the world a better place. Their story is a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of finding balance in a life that is often overwhelming. It is a reminder that while fame, success, and influence may bring certain privileges, it is the simple things, love, family, humor, and purpose, that truly matter. And through it all, their journey together remains a powerful example of what is possible when two people are willing to work together, support each other, and stay true to their shared mission.